Today I'm back, continue building the Auspicious Dragon. So last night we got one foot build, so we're gonna continue from back 5 today, and hopefully I can finish the build tonight. And then tomorrow is still holiday for me, so I'm glad that I might spend a little bit more time because I'm thinking maybe after finish all the building, maybe just do the filming of the in-depth look at the set tonight as well, so I could spare up tomorrow night to do something else. But anyway, we've got back 5 here. So far it's looking pretty good, and back 5 is still kind of continue to build the surrounding and probably one more leg. Not leg, well, foot. This is just a foot. The leg probably should be longer. Because there's no stickers, I need to figure out which page is the one that I need to continue on, because I didn't bookmark it yesterday. Let's see. Today, last week it has been pretty humid. Today has been feeling pretty good. So let's see. I have a good feeling that I can indeed finish this today, but I just need to figure it out exactly which page. I think I just actually it's from here. So of course this set doesn't have any mini figure, but it's turning out to be could be the best looking brick build dragon so far. And it's around 10 p.m. tonight, so hopefully it doesn't take me an hour to finish the build, because all the remaining bags seems to be small enough, but at the same time having lots of small pieces could take some time, but let's just spread it out first. And yeah, the Chinese New Year set been running for 6 years, right? And so far I bought all of them except the one without minifigure last year, as I mentioned yesterday. Just a a way to reduce spending. I did order some of the exclusive parts, but that model just doesn't, I wouldn't say didn't catch my eye, but it still kind of look nice, but it's just not my cup of tea. And I would have bought it if I have the spare funds, but unfortunately not. So yeah, skip that one. Otherwise, got all the sets. Some of them I have double up, just because there was a time with lots of great discounts, and I've got the spare funds. So the intention was to make my own creation, but in reality it never happened. So there are quite a few sets double up right now. I'm trying to sell a few of them at market price, but nobody even bothered to ask if they want to buy it. Basically, if I don't sell it or list it at a price that is like 20 or 30% below the original retail price, it's going to be very difficult for me to sell the set. I think it's just I mean, I could try sell overseas, but as I mentioned in a video a few days ago, it's just the risk is too big of selling it overseas, because I don't want any dispute. It's very hard to trust people nowadays. So yeah, all this set has been great in every year. I actually wonder, what are the things that they can do? Maybe a candy box at some point, but which year though? Maybe they already got the year of the mouse, so they still have to do the dog, the chicken, the snake, the horse, dog, chicken, snake, horse, and sheep, right? And then one more. What's the other one? It's supposed to be 6 more. Come on. I should have known this. But yeah, so far everything has been great. Uh, and I wonder, once they finish all the 12 zodiac, will they continue and do another cycle? I'm not sure if I want to continue to collect, right? It's never ending. At some point, you start to get older and older. I don't think it would change the hobby. It's just more, from a life point of view. Um, 'Cause, we don't live forever. Like we're not immortals, right? At some point, you just have to give up. Well, I wouldn't say give up, but at some point, it's just like you just realize that, hey, it's not like you're going to forever to continue doing this. So at some point, you will have a different drive in your life, and you just stop. It's just like, yeah, at some point, we all started collecting Lego, or well, I guess when we were younger, we were more like playing with Lego. So that's not necessarily like looking at the set. Oh, this looks great, or this has various parts. It's just more like, wow, it looks fun to play with, and then when you start exposed to other games, or sports, or other social activities that drive you into what most people call the dark ages. Basically, it's just not touching Lego and you know doing other stuff. And then of course there's some occasion that trigger you to appreciate all these things done differently, and then makes you come back, um instead of like playing it. It's more like um collectibles, uh, appreciate all the complexity and design, and start, and just because you have the spending power, then you end up buying a lot of things that you couldn't uh, when you were younger. But yeah, so these are the things that may change. So hopefully I get to a point where I collect all the 12 and I decide not to collect anymore. I mean, 6 years, probably in 7 years time I'll still be collecting things if I can afford it. But at the same time, 7 years later, like the kids will have get to an age where they're a lot more into toys and stuff. So maybe it's not that easy to continue with what I'm currently doing now. But there's only one way to find out, right? You just have to wait and see. Anyway, so back to this auspicious dragon. There are lots of um, I think it's kind of moving. Uh, is it on top of water surface, or is it sky? It's hard to tell. It looks like these are waves, right? Pretty sure it's water. So there are lots of like interesting textures that you need to build to create the effects. I mean, it's definitely not cloud. I'm pretty sure it's wave just because of the shape of it. Um, so yeah, these are looking pretty cool. And all the feet are going to secure with Technic pins. We'll see how it goes when the whole thing is complete. Um, but so far, really been enjoying the build. Yes, there are a few things that are a bit repetitive. It's not like you need to repeat 5 times, but sometimes you will have to kind of build similar things across both sides. But so far, it has been enjoyable. Um, But the instruction though is kind of hard to read because of all the color being slightly different to the actual brick. So that's kind of taking a little bit longer, and I think I just make a mistake. And it's always, the second day I make more mistakes when I put the brick separator away, which means that if I make a mistake, it takes me a little bit more effort to pull the bricks apart to fix what I did wrong. But yeah, this batch should have been like 7 to 8 minutes job, but I think it's going to take a little bit longer just because of the conversation that we are having right now. Yeah. What? Ah, the alignment. Anyway, there's still a bit of fireworks out there. I think it's just people, bought all the fireworks during um, the Guy Fawkes weeks, and now it's New Year. People just light it up. And for most people living in New Zealand, today is the last day of the public holidays. So lots of people going back to work tomorrow. Not me though. Although I have to do some admin stuff, but basically I'm still on leave, so I don't have to be in office, or I can just ignore some of the requests if I want to, because officially I'm on leave. But there are some stuff that I just have to do it, otherwise we might not get paid. Which step did I get to? I think I flipped the wrong pages and I slightly lost. And if I continue with this pace, then I might not able to film the detailed video tonight. And I'll have to find some time tomorrow to do it. But yeah. Okay. I think this will be the last few parts on the edges. And after this, I think we'll build, looking at the number of pieces, we'll build the remaining feet for the dragon. And yeah, I think it's good. Well, at least for me, right? Because I have a East Asian background. So Chinese New Year set, and also the monkey keep theme, kind of having lots of things that I really appreciate. Um, so because I'm living in New Zealand, right? So some of the things that I thought, hey, it's really good, but it doesn't sell well here. Um, yeah, I do wish there a bit more diversity in terms of doing like cultural specific sets like this. It would be nice to have not just the Chinese culture, but maybe other Asian cultures, or the, the other cultures across the world. Um, but of course, this is just what we wish to happen. But at the end of the day, it's all business, right? If making it sad, it doesn't seem to um, generate or cover the cost of developing such sets, then it's very hard to get approval. Because like with all the Chinese related stuff, Chinese market is huge. There are Chinese people across the globe, and even within China, right? The population is huge, so there are heaps of opportunities to you know, drive the growth. Um, Hence, it makes sense, right? But if it's a much more um, minor cultural, then it doesn't. Well, on a business point of view, it doesn't seems to be as attractive. And oh, actually, I just noticed they say 2 times note here, I nearly end up, just carry on building and realize that I have to build the same thing again. So I will just replicate some of the steps that I just have completed. So back to building the same thing simultaneously. It will save a lot of time in the end. Um, it's always good to save time. Even if it's a hobby, right? And saving time is kind of important. Always remember that, lower cost is always better. Now, having said that, you still need to focus in the quality of the outcome. It's like if you just try to lower the cost and try to do things really quickly, then you end up making mistakes, and you might only realize the mistake very late in the process, which will cost you more time. So yeah, it's a fine balance in terms of, do you want to lower the cost by speeding certain things up, or do you want to lower the cost overhead in case something going wrong? That's always very difficult to do. Especially working in the software industry as a software quality assurance field. I think the balance right is not easy. It's also to do with sometimes it's the knowledge part, that's something that it's not really to do with the actual field. It's more like to do with individually, right? But then it's not realistic to know everything, because if you know everything, you can do everything. Then everything would be quite straightforward, right? But in reality, you just sometimes even you can do it, you just don't have the capacity and not in the right mindset to take on so many things. And it's also quite stressful if you end up taking on too many things at once, and then it has a negative impact in the long run. So we build 2 feet. It's actually quite interesting on how it's been built. Having said so, I think there's no way to hide this pin side. This is really nitpicking. Seeing all this kind of feel unnatural, even though from this side it looks pretty cool, but then if you turn it around, it's like, oh yeah, it can be better. Anyway, so got the Technic holes, the Technic pins to connect the feet. Luckily, it's not that hard to attach it, but it seems like you don't really have any room to move. I think this one has, but maybe I got this part wrong. Anyway, I think not every one of them can move around, so there might be lack of articulation in the end, but we'll look into more details in the detail look. So now it's back 6. There's only 10 number backs in this set, so once I get this done, then there's only 4 more to go. So it's not such a big set compared to the family reunion celebration. What I'm going to do is to spread out a bit more. I'm not going to try, sorting it today. Maybe in a smaller set, because this one will takes a bit of time in sorting. And the other thing is, there's some thoughtful or heartful conversation in. I think today I haven't finished today's yet, so it's hard to tell. If I try to force something interesting, then it's not going to be interesting. But yesterday um, session, I thought I looked through the video. I mean, there's some very useful stuff, but there isn't much stuff that um, you know going to be interesting short content. I think I wouldn't say it's not interesting, but like you know, it's not like straightforward. Hey, there's some mistake, or straightforward. There's some joke. Like it's more like a conversation that require a bit more um, editing. I think. So I think yesterday one I will just leave it as it is, and hopefully in today's review I'm I'm able to bump into some more entertaining situations that I could clip it out and post it across my social medias. And where's the other piece? Already kind of spread out. But I'm still struggling to find that piece. Oh, of course, because I'm supposed to build one and I try to build two. That's why it's missing. Yeah, that's just a lack of concentration. Right? Sometimes, well, not sometimes. I think this type of things has been happening too often. I would say too often. I might want to speak up a little bit more. I don't know. Somehow my voice is a bit quiet today, and hopefully the mic able to pick up most of. I mean, it will pick up all the convo. Will just like pick up in a nice way. But I don't know until I actually play back what I've recorded. Yeah, it'll be nice if there's some kind of like instant feedback, but then it's gonna be quite hard, right? Because even you have the mic, if you're talking, you still hear yourself. So it's hard to tell. Hey, if the video is capturing the audio nicely. Anyway, back to building. I think we're building, one part of the body right now. Hence, you can see this ball joint, and it's probably going to connect with, one of the legs or one of the feet, uh, however you want to describe, what we already built. Well, this is not the right piece. Keep getting the wrong pieces. Is this the right color? Seems like a completely different color compared to what I see or on the instructions. Anyway, I think it's the right color because there's only one piece with this green here, so there's no way that it can be wrong. And when we build something like this brick build, whether it's a mech, whether it's some form of creatures, right? It's always until you get to the very last point, like very hard to tell exactly what you're building. But that's the interesting part with these kind of sets. But I'm just worried I might miss more steps. Because for some reason I'm feeling extra sleepy right now. Not that because the stuff is boring, but I think just a little bit exhausted from the daytime activities. I went to the zoo with family today, and well, because it's still public holiday, so there was a lot of people. The funny thing is, the car parking app shows, hey, it's free, but then the machine there kind of shows, hey, you have to pay. So it's like there are lots of people lined up trying to figure out, so do they need to pay or not? At the end of the day, there was a security came out and tell you, look, it's public holiday, so you don't have to pay, just follow what the app said. I feel bad for you know the large group of people that already pay while they don't need it to. But so from time to time this happens. I think it's more to do with the machine having um, the data telling the machine that this is not a public holiday today, while the app talking to a much more accurate sets of data. This kind of things can happen with software all the time. Um, yeah. And now this piece kind of fall apart again. I wonder. I wonder if Lego should refine the step of the instruction sometimes. And then what? Okay. Okay, so I think this is the belly of some sort. It's actually looking pretty good from this angle. And where I'm up to, so I need to cover it up on the side. Just need to get the right pieces, and I got the wrong pieces. So which one is the right one? I think this one's the right one. And then is there a new piece? No, it's not a new piece. Okay, I just missed another step. That's why I thought, hey, how come? I thought there's a new piece. No, this actually wasn't a new piece. It's just that I missed a step. So it looks like I missed a. Oh, well, looks like, hey, there's a new piece, but actually it isn't. So hard to put this in. Should have put this in first before put on the arc pieces. And you've got this wheel arc. It's very common in like speed champions or when you're building any kinds of vehicles. I think this indeed is quite interesting use of parts. And then just some flat tiles to cover some of the exposed studs. And this kind of building some exterior texture. Personally I would find building this for building much more interesting, but when you're building a creatures, that's also quite fun as well, because I guess it's that I don't build this type of creatures that much. Um, Hence, every time I do something like this, I find it quite refreshing. Okay. Suddenly I was not talking. I was just too concentrate in building the dragon, but also getting really sleepy. But I just have to hang on. Uh, Dragon. What other zodiac animal that it will look cool with a buildable creature? Tiger, horse. Um, I think the one that will look pretty cool already done. So the remaining one will not. I think it makes sense they choose dragon to build something like this. But imagine, hey, they want to in the next iteration of um, these sets, right? They say, hey, because we did a excellent dragon, let's just do the same with the remaining so the animal sign. It will be quite interesting, but I'm not sure if they will do this. It's just an idea. Okay, so this is not. I don't know how to describe this color. Look, it's not orange, or because this one is orange. This is slightly darker yellow. I think. Wait, did I miss a piece? No, it doesn't seem so though. Anyway, I wonder what's this is. Still quite hard to see. I think because of all the mistakes I made, I'm getting like, worried that I continue to make mistakes every time. I mean, I already mentioned this yesterday. It's like, hey, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? I think I should just stop thinking about this and just carry on with the feel that might help trying to get this done much more quickly. Uh-huh. And when, oh, when you're like very sleepy and it's really, really hard to concentrate, to be honest, I might need to refine my schedule just a little bit um, so that I don't end up in this situation. I think it has a effect on the video overall. It's like, hey, if I keep having dead air or repetitive talk, I mean, not within the same video, but more like, hey, it's something that I already talked about, then it's not going to be good for like for the audience at all. In YouTube, it's all about catering your audience. I'm doing the stuff this way as a experiment to see, whether it will find the right audience. But if it fails, and I know that, hey, there isn't any audience for this type of content. Well, this is another very nice. I mean, I don't think. Well, I don't think it's not the right phrase, but I'm definitely sure this is not a new ways of building things. I'm pretty sure I experienced somewhere in some other set, but this is pretty nice details. And then, yeah, as I mentioned when I opened bag number 6, it's like, hey, this had lots of kind of smallish numbers. Well, not smallish bags of bricks, but as you can see, there are lots of small things that I need to build. Although it's not exactly the same, uh, I wouldn't say it's that repetitive, but because it's quite small, so it takes some time to get everything assembled, and yeah. So, but I'm pretty confident that I will finish building this today. It just means that I won't have the time I anticipate to do some other stuff after this. Because I think after this, I will just get it upload and get ready to go to bed. Yeah. And so far, the statistic that I've seen regarding the previous video looks pretty promising in terms of finding the audience. We'll see what happens in the next few days. Because the first 24 hours, it's 24 to 48 hours often can be deceiving at times until it stabilizes, and you don't know. And I realized that in the previous two, I think I attached the leaves in the wrong direction, so I have to pull it out and do it again. No wonder it doesn't connect to each well because I got it wrong. Hey, if I switch it around, it's totally different. It's a lot more secure. It's like, oh, man, can't be right. Usually this thing should work, right? And then once I look at the instruction in the latest step, and I realize that, okay, yeah, that was wrong. Okay, just want to point down a little bit. I think it's the part of the body of the dragon. You can see this is the back of the dragon. And now I need to just cover all these exposed studs of different colors. It shouldn't be hard to do, but because they have like two sides, so you this type of pieces I have two variation, right? And I often get the wrong one, um, and then struggle to find the right piece because these are so similar. And yeah, what? So what? Yeah, that's right. Wait, that's not right. Like what? Ah, it's because I make it all straight. It's supposed to be slightly different. That's why I was thinking, what did I got wrong? Now it makes sense. It makes sense. I was like, no way, like it should be like this. Good that I notice it now, because otherwise, I don't know what's gonna happen later on. So yeah, and then just a little bit more color on the side. I'm pretty sure like there will be something to cover it up later on as well. I think there's enough parts to build both sides, and it's good that we finally see the bigger parts of the dragon, but then lots of small pieces to put together, and yet require a bit more concentration, which I don't have right now. Okay, I will not just stop here, but I will continue, do my best to try to finish building this. Because each bag is not that many bricks, it's just lots of small pieces. Anyway, I think I got this point right. Yep. This is where I get to now. Okay, there's still few more pieces in this step. These are the like small little step that I've been missing and then end up, you know, very confused in the later steps. And finally, we apply the dragon scale, and these are printed, which I really appreciate. And they're very nice print. And here, this is the one where we need to apply the angle a little bit. We can adjust the angle later on. And now we're gonna do the same on this side of the body. And when you get less and less pieces, and it's easier to find the right piece. And of course, right, that's very logical. If I can't find the right piece, even with a lot of pieces already being used, then I should go see the doctor. There must be some impairment somewhere that caused me to miss all this stuff. But I'm not there yet, so don't need to worry about that right now. Just need to speed up and focus in finish building this dragon. I do feel, I mean, I've been repeating myself, but definitely this probably gonna be one of the best brick build dragon. And I think, it doesn't have to be Chinese New Year setting. I think it will be quite useful in other settings as well. I have a few ideas, but I don't want to spoil it right now. I might save it uh, for some future contents, whether it's long, whether it's short. I haven't decided yet. There are lots of, there's always ideas floating um, in my hair. Yes, I should have put this in before I put on the curve piece. I think this is yep, should have done this first. Yeah, I just missed another step. That's why it makes things very difficult at some point. But I think I'm all right now in terms of this, and then just need to apply some of the smaller pieces. So pretty much both sides are the same, and yeah. So I mean, it's just a different side, but the piece use exactly the same. So it can be boring for some, but so far I'm okay with it. I'm happy with how things turn out for now. Just want to get the angle right, and this is back 6, and we're not yet attaching the body to the legs yet. I think we find a step to view another segment, which is back 7, which is another fairly small bag. And considering I started just before Tango, it took a while to set up the camera this time. Because, I didn't. I have a tripod with the LED, but when things get really heavy, it keeps tilting a little bit lower than I want. I could have pulled the camera further away, but if it's too far away, I just don't feel like it's the right angle. So it took a while to set up the camera, but I think I start building from 10, so it's only like 34 minutes in. I already back 7, just 3 more to go, 8, 9, and 10, and these are really small bags, so yeah, should be fine. Unless more like rather than the actual build, more like I'm feeling too tired that I can't carry on. It would be funny if I just carry on filming and I just end up sleeping like this. And, okay, I think I should just double check that there isn't any ×2 or something like that. I can't take the shock to discovering such situation in the end at the moment. But so far this one looks okay. Some interesting use of parts as usual. But if they kind of do some, I'm pretty sure some of the design or techniques used here will be reused in some other future dragon set from some other theme. That's my prediction. It can be right, it can be wrong, but just my view. I don't have to take it seriously. But if you have an opinion on what I have just suggested, feel free to comment and let me know what you think. I'll definitely reply, because I'm not at a stage where I get so many comments that I can't reply one to one. So yeah, if you have the comments, I will reply. It's funny how some of the shots that I on the moving figure. This one loyal fan that often makes some comment. I sometimes wonder if it's actually from an AI, because it's always very similar style, but I don't know. I can't determine whether it's real or not, so I just keep replying. Anyway, that's not important right now. The most important thing is to get the dragon into shape. Right now, There's only 3 feet and part of the body. And what's the next step? Okay, a little bit more. Yeah. And I think I'm gonna need to repeat on the other side. It's exactly same view because it's different to the lower part where you have different waves and side with different edges. The body of the dragon will be the same on both sides. So yeah, you're building exactly the same thing on this side. Sometimes it's good and bad, right? The bad thing is that it might get boring. So far, I didn't feel bored. I think it makes sense. Um, but yeah, what's the good thing? It pops into my mind. It's gone. Anyway, I will pick up the same conversation at some point. Yeah, what was that I was trying to say? Good and bad things. Bad things. Never mind. Just carry on. So this is an lower part of the one segment of the dragon body. So because of some of the piece used, so even though it's using ball joint, it doesn't have much articulation. But yeah, I will have to rewatch this video to figure out what was the conversation that I'm trying to have. Maybe once I rewatch the video, then I know what I was trying to talk about. I think it's also to do with the fact I really just want, not really want, but at some point, my mind is thinking, hey, let's just focus and get the build finished. So that's why I'm saying like multitasking. Sometimes you can't force it because if you force it, then mistakes happen, right? I mean, forgetting something that you're trying to say, it's not necessarily a mistake, but in terms of is it a mistake? Well, not intentional, but yeah, the price to pay is uh, again. I'm getting a point. Well, maybe I'm just too tired because even this conversation, I kind of stuck. Why should have started building this a little bit early? Like, because otherwise I will keep having hey having like let's have a conversation, but then before the conversation completed, I forget what I'm trying to um, discuss here. So I do feel a little bit hilarious about it, but it is what it is. Okay, so this side, just repeat the same thing. So once you get one side built, the other side is actually quite easy to finish. But yeah, I do feel like I'm getting a little bit sleepy, but that's okay. Yeah, so definitely I won't be able to do the in-depth look video tonight, but I can try to do it tomorrow and just do something. Anyway, oh okay. Before they apply the service, then ask me to just connect straight up. So I think it's a pretty good size in terms of the dragon. Yeah, so far it's the most detailed. So far, there like some other dragon or mech from other theme, but purely just a natural dragon. This is pretty nice. I think mixing it up with some of the monkey kit set will be awesome. really happy with you know, the build so far. Okay, need to find the right piece again. Yeah, this one should be okay. And edge to here. What's next? Yep. So is that right? Okay. Just want to make sure that I didn't miss any piece, because if I miss something, then anyway, another piece of dragon scale. Well, this looks really nice. I really probably like should, in 6 months time, this is probably one of the pieces I would order. Maybe 10 or 20. 20 will be a bit. Well, actually, you can modify it to be a shield. I've got I ordered some green ones from what was the set with the green? Last year, the Spring Festival parade set has a card with dragon, and they have um, the exact dragon scale print on the shield piece, but in green color. I think I have an idea, and the idea would be a great idea for a short form contents on showing people how you can create a this type of shield. But hopefully this idea doesn't go away tomorrow. But because I'm filming this right, once I rewatch the video, I might forget once I woke up the next morning. But by rewatching this, and I might just able to actually not. I will able to recall. Because if I rewatch and I'm still not able to recall, then maybe I really need to go see the doctor. And what's next? Okay, and well, now we need to do certain things 4 times just to create a spike at the back of the dragon. An interesting way to create spikes of the dragon. Anyway, so hard to put it. There's 3 more to go, right? So 8, 9, 10. But this dragon is slowly taking shapes, which is a good thing. And yeah, it looks really nice so far. I mean, I already mentioned this multiple times today because it really looking really nice. I know, like, the way that I shoot this video, this probably appears quite small, but I mean it's not huge and it's not miniature either. Um, but overall, the curve, um, some of the design looks really good. Now, don't ask me the question, hey, compared to the family reunion dinner, which one is better? I wouldn't compare because, they are totally different sets. So they both have their positive and not so positive. But in terms of ranking all the Chinese New Year set, um, not necessarily based on, the creature itself, but more like, you know, in the theme of Chinese New Year. Some of the set are pretty cool, but like if it's you know not really capturing the fight right, then it's hard to rank it higher than some other sets, and so hard to take it out because I got the spike in the wrong direction. Anyway, well, how many sets? So 6 years, and each year have 2 sets, right? So we have 12. It's definitely in the top 10. You have 12 sets and do top 10. Well, yeah, it's definitely in the top 10. Is it in top 5? We'll have to see. I have to like look back at some of the earlier sets before I can tell you if it's in the top 5 or not. I think in terms of how it looks, let's just take out, the Chinese New Year theme aside. It's probably within the top 5. But in terms of, hey, as a Chinese New Year set, it can be better, I would say. Anyway, it's good that even though it's not complete, it can still stand on its own. So now we're moving on to back 8. Oh, and I actually grabbed back 10. Okay, 8, 9, 10. So we're nearly there. Okay, this one. Oh, actually no. What? Okay, need to build 2 again. So I think it's some lower body of the dragon. I think they're leaving the dragon head last. Let's see if my prediction is true or not. I haven't, read through the full instruction booklet, so I don't know how it's going to turn out in the next few backs, but we'll see. But I'm predicting, or I'm anticipating, the dragon head will be the final back 10, and 8 and 9 will continue to build the remaining of the dragon's body. Let's just make sure that things align. Okay. Small pieces, lots of small pieces. Okay. I wonder how why they're using the Technic pin and how it's going to connect it. Well, that's the longest dead air I have so far. I might need to consider, hey, if I'm feeling tired, I just skip and not do any Lego on that night. Because really struggling to find the pieces, so this should be another round tile. Yeah, just right here, just underneath one of the orange piece. Anyway, just got to carry on. And I'm still facing the right direction. Hopefully, I am. Nope, I got it wrong. Phew. Lucky I noticed it now, because otherwise it will be a terrible disaster later on. It's like I need to build 2, I figured out I got wrong that I have to fix 2. It's the orange color one. There are lots of dragon scales. I'm pretty sure we're building tails. It's using this half round tile. What do you call this shape? It's really not the best thing. I think I run into the same situation where the one that kicking off the building having a much more energized presentation, but with the second one, first speech kind of lower, and then making a lot more mistakes. Anyway, because I saw it doing 2 times, so it saved me a lot more time than that. Let's just take a drink. Okay, to attach some of the texture at the back. People kind of suggest, hey, maybe I should do live streaming. I can tell you, again, because I already kind of answered this maybe last video anyway. Live streaming doesn't really work for me because I have to be at the right time zone. So anyway, that's how it's connect the two sections that I just built. So yeah, I think live streaming will have a much more heavier toll on my health than doing this at night. Still struggling to find the pieces. There's too many pieces with the same color, similar shapes. I think, even though there are not many pieces in this particular set, but I create a situation to makes it a bit more difficult for me. But if you have enough sleep, but not in a situation that feeling sleepy, right, then this set is probably quite easy. I wouldn't say that it's like a breeze, though. There's some interesting techniques that might need some experience. I'm not saying that you need complex experience, but like, hey, you have to build quite a few Lego sets to get used to some of the way of building things in this set. I mean, if you look at the box, it's for 8 plus, right? So it's not going to be too complex. And to be honest, the first Chinese New Year sets also have a dragon, but rather than an actual dragon, it's more like, hey, dragon dance. That's actually pretty cool with a pretty cool action features as well. I do have an extra copy of that set, but right now I'm not that desperate that I need to sell that as well. So did I got something wrong again? No? Oh, okay. Wait. What? What? Did I got something wrong? Correction seems right though. Okay. Okay. Ah, I thought it's connect to this side, but actually it's connect to the bottom one. Damn it. Another stupid mistake. Okay, the side, I think I'm trying to build the body like this, so like the dragon is like that, and this is, the part. Let's just make sure that what I built so far is aligned to the orientation shown in the instruction booklet, so I don't run into the same situation again. And next time I should, I don't really want to do a introduction, but I think in this type of video, because it's quite long, um, although playing it at one time speed, so you can hear what I'm saying, but for people that, hey, looking for speed build, you can use YouTube to play this like 2 times faster, I think, 2 times, 8 times, and 10 times faster. But there are few options, right? So you can play that and then put it in mute, so you can see the building process much more quicker. But I still recommend people just to, hey, if you're interested, just spend some time and watch through the whole video, so you get to hear some of the conversations. Is it interesting? Well, it depends on who you are or what you have experienced on days. You never know something that you might find, oh, actually it makes sense, or feel connected, right? That's why I'm saying like this is an experiment, and I'm going to continue for a little while, so I get some, uh, you know, legitimate results on what to do with the channels going forward. Not like tomorrow, but in a further future, whether I want to continue with certain style, or I'm gonna change my style again. As I seek continuous improvement on the stuff that I'm doing currently. But having just a month of video doing things like this doesn't really give me the right results. Hence, I will just continue a little bit more doing this type of video. But don't worry, because I know some of the review videos are, I'm not saying that it's so popular, but more like, hey, the actual audience watching me doing Lego review. So I will still be doing those. Make a mistake. Okay, so yeah, I think we will be repeating the same on the other side after finish building this side. Interesting. Instead of just applying the shielding, something underneath. I wonder how it gonna looks like once it's finished. But so far it's fairly interesting. I'm quite enjoying the the build so far. Really interesting way on putting stuff together. Maybe I should start building this kind of sets a little bit more. But we'll see. It's hard to get all this angle right. I wish Lego tell us more explicitly on how it should be. This is really hard to tell from the instruction booklet. But anyway, I mean, it doesn't have to follow the instruction 100%, right? You can always adjust to the angle or the shapes that makes you feel happy about it. So it doesn't have to be necessarily 100% correct compared to what you see in the instruction. Just do whatever suits you. But that's that's the good things about Lego though. Hey, do I need the other? Ah, did I miss something? I did. Damn. How come I didn't realize that when I was building it? And I just dropped the pieces. Ah, Okay. Well, it's already 11, so it's taking a little bit longer than I expect. Anyway, we've still got back 9 and back 10. I will just carry on and finish it tonight. It shouldn't be taking that long anyway. It's slightly longer than what I anticipate, but that's all to do with some of the mistake that I made during the video. Alright, should be straightforward enough because it's exactly the same as the other side. That's why I was surprised. Oh, how come there's this piece here? Just because I made a mistake previously. But I won't make the same mistake again. I guarantee I will. Anyway, at least the dragon is slowly taking shapes. In fact, I think it's looking really good. Just need to get all the pieces in the right place. But yeah, I don't know how long I can keep my eyes open. It shouldn't be taking this long. And then we need to add the spikes again. So this time just need to repeat it 3 times. And I need to make sure that all the spike is pointing to the right angle. Or I need to finish this back. Alright, so which one is the right facing? So sometimes it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. I think it's just me because it's really to do with like your ability to see the orientation of certain things straight away. Huh. Did I got it right? Especially this curve, it's hard to tell from the instruction sometimes. Anyway, okay, one at the center, one on this side, and then the other one on this side. Okay, and then we can connect the lower part with this two connector here first. Just need to get it in. Okay, so yeah, there's not much articulation. Just need to fix the angle a little bit so it looks a bit more natural. So this is how the dragon looks like so far. I think we still have to tell and the head, and you know my prediction is right. It's correct. Because back 9 is the tail and back 10 will be the head. I'll just leave back 10 here so I don't have to grab it later on. So 2 more to go. I think it will just take another 20-25 minutes if I don't make any further mistakes. But yeah, so far things are looking good. Just need to spread out the pieces a little bit, and then we'll have this completed. Okay, I think I can split through the remaining 2 bags. So excuse me if I don't have much conversation because Yeah, I'm just a little bit sleepy. I might need to figure out, hey, is there any reasonable subscription service? I know like people will have a few suggestions, but yeah, so I can get some music without worry being copyright strike, and then I can just build it. But then it would defeat the purpose of me doing this type of video, because the whole point is generate the conversation rather than, hey, you just tune in and watch. Have so many videos where the watch time is okay, the view numbers and the like ratio. I mean, I'm happy with it, but then sometimes it just end up no comments. Um, that is the thing that makes it hard to expose my videos more on YouTube. It's really need that comments to drive the engagement up. Anyway, I'm not professional, so not at the right position to tell you what is the right thing to do on YouTube. More like, hey, I'm just looking at my data and feel like, hey, this is doing okay and this is not doing okay. For me, it's depending on your niche and how you want to do video. It might be different for you. So I'm not going to advise how you should do things, but more like telling you this is how I feel after I look at my data. I think it doesn't appears to have many things to do, but all the pieces are quite small, so it just takes time to ensure I got everything correct. Yeah, it's very interesting. Hmm. Okay, there's some more small pieces around the tail. Just make sure that I'm still at the correct um, orientation. Otherwise, I will end up, discovering mistakes pretty late, which I really want to avoid. Anyway, and anyway, I should stop using the word anyway. I think I've been using anyway too many times. I wonder if there's some app or or tools to kind of remind me that, hey, don't use anyway. Well, not anymore, but at least in the next 10 minutes of the video. Um, that would increase the quality of the video as well. But yeah, I'm just not speaking loudly enough today. Kind of toned down. I'm not sure. There's some hesitation in me today. Anyway, again, there's always good day and bad day. The important thing is, if I can finish building this dragon, then it's a good day. It's not that much. I'm getting there. I think I'm pretty quick in back number 9. And yeah, figuring out all this orientation. Does it keep switching around, or maybe just because even though the instruction didn't say switch around, because I keep switching around myself, it makes it very difficult for me. Uh, what? What? Oh, okay. Connect the yellow to this clip here. Ooh, nearly everything falls apart. Hopefully, or well, luckily it didn't. And then we just going to, well, not we are building another segment of the dragon body right now. So each, segment of the dragon um, have very similar build, um, and yeah, that's why you kind of speed up because you're building like the same thing many times, and you kind of know what's the next step, and it helps you to speed up a little bit. I think the first few, like, it really takes some time. Not just because I keep talking, but in general, once you get used to something, then you kind of learn, what to do with the pieces that you have. Not necessarily need to check the instruction, but also running through stuff. You thought, hey, you complete something, but actually you haven't. Anyway, I think I got this right. And then just need to connect to the other parts of the tail. Here, just a few pieces to secure the brick so it doesn't fall apart that easily. So yeah, and this one I just build one, right, so double check because I don't want to come back and build another one. So there's some interesting use of parts here. Okay, anyway, is it the right one? I keep getting the wrong piece. They similar, just different direction as I mentioned earlier in this video, but I always struggle with that. And now I need to find the right piece. Just one more back. I just need to hold on. Okay, this side, and then just gonna do the same on the other side. So hard to put things together sometimes. Okay. I think in the past few minutes, all my eyes fully concentrate on the instruction rather than looking at the camera. Anyway, there's some interesting ways of building stuff again. Okay. Never thought like you can, build this like this. I mean, I can talk about it, but I can't describe in details. But then yet, if I show you the camera, it's too far anyway. And I using anyway again, I need to stop using the phrase anyway. I think I did improve in terms of using but today is a day of anyway. Okay, so there's another part of the tail, and I just realized the direction of the clip. I got it wrong. It's minor because you can just rotate it to get it right again. But you can see this is the tail, and building the final part of the tail using a drone body. What's next? Just need to get all this tail right. Okay, what's the next one? Okay, let me just check the instruction. Does it look right? Okay, okay, now it's looking okay, looking better. I just need to connect this. What? Okay. I thought I got it wrong, but I didn't. So that's fine. And now, what to do? Oh, okay. I just realized that, hey, we still need to build the surface, the body surface of the dragon. Okay, I think that's it for this. A little bit of this type of pieces on top so I can put the dragon scale onto the tail part. There are actually some small piece I already missed, so I have to take out here again. It's never intentional, but prone to mistakes lately. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. And just one more click on this side just to get it fully covered. And then now I need to turn on the other side and do exactly the same. You know, can't use this as a criticism because that's how it needs to be, right? There's no other way because, as I mentioned, I think yesterday or something like that, something you just can't have completely different look. It's like right and left face, right? There's some slight different, but you can't have like drastic different. Anyway, where we get to? So you get to this part here where I wouldn't miss this little piece this time. Yeah, everything looking good so far. Okay. And finally, after this, then we'll move on to the head. And I'm pretty sure we'll connect this part now in the next step. Yep. And just connect to so hard to connect, but so this is how big the dragon is. It's pretty decent size. It's not like huge. I think in comparison, not that they're the same size, but this is about the right size, just like the piranha plant from the Super Mario theme. But finally, building the dragon head is 11:20, so hopefully it doesn't take more than 10 minutes. And you can see it's good that we have this piece printed. It's actually a door window on the window piece. Usually they will give you a sticker for this, right? But this one is printed, so this is really good. I think we're getting there. Just a little bit more. And I'm happy that I will finish building this today. Just the video gonna be a little bit longer than I would have hoped. Need to spread it out again. I think these are the teeth of the dragon. Let's see. It's very nice to build a dragon head, right? Something to secure these pieces now. I can tell I'm very sleepy right now. There's too many moments that I just don't have anything to say because there's nothing to say. just to concentrate on trying to get this done. Okay. Now the dragon head, there are various like sets that you need to build like dragon heads. So far, the overall design and techniques is very similar to some of the earlier dragons. So really the main surprise is the base and the body, because there isn't much dragon in Lego, a brick build dragon that is at this size. And we'll see what happens. Already able to see the overall shape of the dragon head, so that's a good thing. The only bad thing is I'm struggling to find the pieces yet again. Alright, there's some slight different compared to other Lego brick build dragon. Isn't it towards the end of the video now, but I'm still thinking there isn't much interesting thing happen during today's recording. So I think I might need to figure out or execute some other ideas, which I already forgot, of short form content. What was the idea that I have to do with the stuff that I just built? Never mind. But it actually bothers me because I can't recall what was that idea. Because I had a pretty good idea on what I need to do. It's just, okay, the shield thing. Okay, all right. Now I recall. I might really need to start looking after myself if I continue to end up in this situation of forgetting things. Okay. Building the dragon head now. I think it's actually give, probably F1 some idea on, let's say if you want to build a Shen Nu from Dragon Ball. This is actually a pretty good way. I mean, you're depicting a different thing, because if you want to do the pose, that will be a lot harder, but in general, this is a good example on how to build a dragon or Shen Nu in Dragon Ball. And where do I need to put this? Oh, did I miss another step again? Damn it. It wasn't my intention to skip a step, but somehow I end up skipping a step. And this is going to be the underneath of the head. I think we're now building the side of the head. Okay. I'll just do this now rather than build it separately, because build separately makes it harder for me, I think. Okay. Oh, did I miss something again? I think I did. Why I didn't notice this before? Anyway, so doing the same for the other side. Hey, where's the conversation? Well, I don't really have the conversation now because I really just want to concentrate on getting this view and maybe take a picture of this. Anyway, angle not right. And this, and this piece here, struggling to find the right piece again. Okay. You can see, yes, slowly, the whole thing is taking shape. And what? Ah, I think I make a mistake again. Why do you keep making this kind of mistake anyway? What's the red piece that I need? Ah, it's just right in front of me. Alright. Anyway, now fixed. And now we need to build the lower jaw. Lower jaw of dragon. So this particular way of building the lower jaw is pretty common, so nothing brand new here. I think the only thing's different is different color and probably um, different size, and that's the only difference. Okay, and this is the lower jaw, and just need to connect to this piece underneath. And now we need to add the eyeballs. Now the eyeballs is printed. It's a really good looking eyeball. Of course, you can get similar. There are lots of printed eyes using this piece. So you could have the dragon looking different if you need it. But usually it's quite hard to get it aligned all right. So if you got it wrong, like then the whole dragon kind of looks silly. I think I got it just right. Is it? Anyway, we'll carry on. And the next step is to have the eyebrows. You see, I try to attach this and it's so difficult, and the piece just flies away. I think it had been happening a few days in a row. I'm feeling quite hungry somehow. And I need to pull this out a little bit, otherwise it looks weird compared to the other eye. And I need to pull this out a little bit more. Yep. And what's next? Oh, actually, we need to have 4 of this. Okay. Oh, it keeps falling apart. It was not my intention though, but I think it's just a little bit small and it's a little bit hard to put together. Anyway, I think we're getting there. Just a little bit more effort. It's so hard to attach that. I think they should have. Anyway, I think I finally got it. And now the whiskers of the dragon. So which way that I need to face? Okay, need to find the right piece again, but I really struggle to carry on a conversation. Oops, just facing the wrong side. I think. Yep, now looking better. And now the other here. Okay, I need to miss and other important steps again. People like someone would have comments saying, "Hey, maybe you should just cut this and try to do it again." I can't. I don't want to disassemble on what I feel, and plus some of the bags already open, so I just have to keep what I had or what I have already filmed. I think the challenge of this is some of the thing is quite hard to attach, and you know it's not stable enough. Um, I wonder if there's any improvement can be done about this though. It's very unlikely because you need to change how the pieces behave. I mean, some of them are easy, some of them are more harder. And yeah. But this is a pretty cool set so far. It's just me talking in a smaller volume right now. Okay, it's pretty good looking dragon head. Yep, look, that's pretty nice dragon head to be honest. And then we're gonna attach to this point here. So the head you get some articulation plus the jaw, but overall the body doesn't have much, but it's a lovely looking dragon right now. And then the remaining part is probably the right arms and also some of the other decoration around. So now it's the point where you need to attach it to the legs that we already built. That is that's not easy because I don't want to break the stuff that I already built. So far, yeah, there's not much articulation or action. Just the neck, the jaw, and the tail, and probably like this arm here. Otherwise, uh, that's what it is, and it's looking good. And hopefully, once the arm is done, then I know it's kind of tilting in a certain area, certain side, but maybe that's how it's designed, not straight. But we'll figure that out when we take a in-depth look at this set. Um, yeah, we're now building the right leg, the leg on the right, or the right leg. Are we building right leg right? But we're nearly done. What's the time? Well, 11:37. Took way longer than I expected, but well, things like this happen. Yeah, the challenge is really having an interesting conversation throughout. Typically, it's fine. I think it's all more to do with, hey, you know, I'm being too sleepy. All right, I'm getting there, and it's the same techniques on the connection point again. Oops. Okay. Yep. The only thing different is there's something at the back. I wonder why only this side though, not the other side. Maybe we need to add the other side later on because I do have 3 other extra. And why don't they just add it when we first build it, right? Yeah. There's always the questions in the instruction sometimes. It's like, yeah, why don't we add that step while we're building the other legs, right? Anyway, okay, that's what it is. So this legs or arms is holding a pearl. Just need to get it right. There's a minifigure head here, but not for minifigure. It looks like the dragon have decapitated Mysterio, the Spider-Man villain, because they use the same piece for his helmet. But yeah, it's a pretty cool way to create the arms grabbing the pearl. Okay, so this is what it is. And then we're just going to attach this to the arm. Just need to adjust it so I just need to adjust this to make it more look like it's grabbing it, because otherwise it's like rather than grabbing the pearl, it's like you try and do some energy beams. But yeah, we just have a few things left to view, and as expected, now we're building the thing behind each of the legs. Yeah, should have built this like in the earlier step, and that's what I don't understand. Okay. Another moment of dead air. Anyway, we're nearly done. You can see not many pieces left, and I think this hole right here. Okay, same for this one, and then we've got one more side to do. But before we move on to the other side, the instruction can focus on the details on this side first. So just like using this cloud pieces, that you will see a lot in the monkey keep theme. Uh, these are really nice pieces. I usually buy extra of this. Yeah, it's quite obvious on where you want to attach this. Um, you might need to adjust the angle a little bit. And then the final one is just sticking out from one of the hole at the back. And just need to make sure that that's exactly why. You know, I'm not sure if this is really a design or just me putting too much power, but this is happening too often that I'm struggling to accept that it was me. I think it's more to do with the design. Well, not really a design, but more like the steps on putting things together. It can be avoided. Um, all right, and then the final one is on this side. And then adding the cloud pieces on this end as well. Ugh, my eyes start getting really dry. Anyway, nearly done, nearly done. Okay. All right, and finally we're gonna build the signage using this printed pieces. Well, pieces, printed piece. There's only one piece, not multiple piece. Anyway, it's quite interesting on how they create this signage. Mhm. And then, uh, why is it so hard to put together though? What's wrong? Okay, sorted. I think we have finished building it. Yes, we did. So we turn back this side, and it's just how it's connected. And yeah, here we are. We finished building the Auspicious Dragon. And yep, no more other step. And finally, we have finished building the Auspicious Dragon and it looks absolutely stunning. So I'm not going to do the review now. I'm gonna like, just settle down and see the detailed look. And then the review should come out a day after this video, hopefully, if I continue what I have already planned. And this is it. That's it, looking really great. And time for me to take some rest. And I can finally take a drink and go to sleep.